If you're fishing grass edges that are, on the edge of a river, edge of a creek, maybe got a couple, 2 or 3 foot of water in the grass, and then it drops off into a channel, absolutely great place to find fish. What's the best way to fish them? Good morning, guys and girls. Good morning. March 12. We're looking at Joshua and Caleb, 2 warriors in the Bible. You want to be like Joshua. You want to live your life like Joshua. A couple of real warriors. Joshua 3:16, not John 3:16, Joshua 3:16 says, "The waters which came down from upstream stood still and rose in a heap very far away at Adam." The town of Adam. They stopped at the town of Adam. It's where the waters stopped and rose up in a giant heap. Here's what I wrote about that in my Catch a Better Life book. We all love dead calm water. Water like glass. Water when you can look out there and it's just dead calm. You can see the reflection of the mountains in the water. So it looks like the mountains are just coming together and forming another set of mountains right there. Very, very special time. This special time usually comes early in the morning or right before dark, late in the evening. And it generally doesn't last very long. It's one of the things about this very special time. It doesn't last very long. We have very few days where it's calm all day long. It's so calm that we must exercise stealth in order to catch fish. You hear what I'm saying? We got to sort of sneak up on them. We got to be extra quiet. We run our trolling motors on low speeds. We let our baits sit still until all the ripples die down before we move them. It's a magic, magic time. It's those times we could just last and last and last. And we can just fish and fish and fish. But usually in the morning, the wind does come up. Usually in the evening, it's going to get dark. The events in today's verse were not magic. They weren't magic at all. They were miraculous. Miraculous. Just as the Exodus of over a million Jews had begun some 40 years earlier, this is at the end of the 40 years in the wilderness. It ended with another fantastic display of God's great, immense power. It ended just like it did. This is the second time that God's done that. It's the second time that they looked at a river in flood stage and God parted the waters. It's the second time this happened, not the first time. Amazingly, this is the really cool thing. This time, the waters were dammed up miles upstream so that the Israelites could cross over to Jordan River to safety. It were dammed up miles upstream. They couldn't see where it stopped, but it stopped. It stopped up there as far away as Adam, the town. The waters held up in a heap. They walked across on dry land. If God can do this, and not once but twice, I'm positive, absolutely 100% positive, He could perform whatever miracles you and I need in our lives. Whatever miracles you and I need in our lives. I'm in need of a miracle right now. I've been in need of miracles many, many times in my life. Hardly any time when I'm not in need of a miracle, to be honest with you. We're in need of a miracle right now. And I'm believing, just as I've believed since day one, 100%, without a shadow of a doubt, that God will perform that miracle. God will perform that miracle. Can I tell you? You're going to see it happen. You're going to see it happen. Here's our tip for today. It's a great one right here. I just about won a tournament on Lake Guntersville doing this exact same thing. And if the other competitors had not moved in there and done some things differently and spooked the fish, I would have won that tournament. Caught like 27 pounds the first day. On grass edges, when you're fishing grass edges, great way to catch them. Flip the edge of the grass and along about a foot inside the grass edges with jigs and with plastic baits. Jigs and plastic baits. Now here's what I'm talking about. You got a grass edge right here. You want to fish right along the edge. So you got the edge of it in open water, right along the edge, and about a foot inside of it. Not way back in here 10 or 15 foot. What happened in that particular tournament at Guntersville was those guys, a lot of them got right up on the edge of the grass. They got right on the edge of the grass and were trying to pitch back in there 10, 15, 20, 30 feet and hit holes back there. And the fish were all right on the edge or within a foot or so inside. And that's where they usually are. That's where they usually are. So if you get in right on the grass, you'll scare the fish. And that's exactly what happened. The fish got more difficult to catch. 3-day BASS tournament. And as I got to lead that first day of that tournament, and I ended up finishing real high, of course, but I didn't win that tournament, and like I could have. But that's what happens, of course. I was fishing out on the river, out on the main river, and lots of people saw me there, and a lot of them saw me there, figured I needed some help catching those fish, so they come in there and tried to help me, and actually messed the whole area up. It's very important to be around fish. Can't catch them if you're not around them, but it's very important to fish them correctly once you're there. Keep that in mind. Guys and girls, go out there and have you a great one today. And remember, I sure do love you.